The growth of the discipline around the world is, it's an important thing. It's obviously taken off, I think, a lot now. Wherever we go, there's hundreds of people practicing, and that's really cool. So I think it's a good thing, and that's what we and the Yamakasi founders in France and all the guys from Nice. That's what we're trying to do is help it spread in a good way and spread the right message, and give everyone that wants to learn access to the right knowledge and a safe way to learn. So I think it's a good thing as long as it's protected in that way and spread in the right way. There's obviously the danger with the rate of spread, and the danger is that people don't learn the right way, or kind of or learn in a dangerous way rather, and that's, we don't want to see that. So it's a question of spreading it in the right way, but I think generally that is happening, and communities are waking up to the good message of it and the good way to train, and to use it as a means to train yourself through your body. And so far that message is being communicated, so we just have to make sure we keep doing that, and hopefully we'll be on the right track. The inspiration for us to really work to spread the right message and to continue spreading that message in the future is pretty much our passion for the art itself. We have all been touched very strongly by it, and have been changed by it, altered, improved by it, have found different ways of viewing the world, and have really taken a huge amount from the discipline. So we want to be able to offer that to other people, and make it accessible to others, so that they can, if they want to, they can get the same benefits and gain from it in the same way that we have. So it's kind of about taking on the spirit of the discipline and keeping it alive, and protecting it and passing on the torch to other people and younger generations and that sort of thing. That's very, very important to us. So that's kind of our that's what motivates us, I guess, to do that. And there are fun elements too, in that we get to travel and meet lots of interesting people all around the world, different communities, and that's really great. That's probably the best thing about it, about the day-to-day stuff, is meeting the practicing community, because they're really good people. So that's really cool. But yeah, mainly it's we think it's a great discipline and has a huge amount to offer the world and any individual that takes it seriously. And so we want that spirit to be kept alive. Knowing whether you should push through the pain and continue training, or stop, leave it, go home, rest, and come back another day. The ability to know that is just through experience and knowing your body. So the more you train, the more you begin to be able to listen to your body and what it's telling you, and then you can respond to it. Because yes, it's exactly right. There are times when it's very hard. The training is very hard, and it causes you, physical pain, muscular pain, and that sort of stuff. And you have to. Then it's just good to drive through it and to train the mind and push yourself through the suffering. But there are other times when the training maybe your body's too tired, or you're trying something that's too difficult, and it's maybe having a negative effect on you physically. And those times are when you should calm down, ease off, and relax and rest, and then come back to it when you're fresher. And the only way you learn that is through experience, really, and learning how to distinguish between what's known as noise and signal in the body. And noise is considered noise is just when your body is just saying, ow, ow, it hurts, and my muscles are sore, and this is hard work, and that you ignore because it's just your muscles complaining. And signal is when your body's saying to you, this hurts and it's causing me damage, and that you should listen to. So you have to learn to differentiate between the two, and it's just through experience. So just more practice, don't rush, go slowly, gradually, and you'll learn your limits and how much you can do and can't do before you have to stop, and just experience. Does my age hinder or help me in parkour? I think it's totally irrelevant. I think parkour is not the ability to do certain stunts or certain things. It's a practice by which you train yourself, and train your spirit and your mind mainly through the body. And it doesn't matter how you do that or what level you do that at. Some people who are beginners find it very, very hard to do a very simple precision jump, maybe. Or for us, we'd consider it simple. For them, it's very difficult. For them to overcome that, in a way, is the same training for their spirit as it is for us to do what seemed to be a very difficult jump. So it's totally, it's very relative. It's down to the individual, and it's the same with age. I mean, when you're 20, maybe you can do physically more dynamic things than when you're 50, maybe. But the benefit you can get from it as an individual can be just the same from doing incredible stuff when you're 20 and relatively less incredible stuff when you're 50. The benefit can be the same. For me, I don't think it has made any difference. I feel that, or rather I think I'm getting better. I think you should, as you get older, your experience then comes into play. So physically you should still be in shape as long as you train regularly, because we're designed to be functional, into our old age. That's the way our bodies are designed. As long as you train regularly, you maintain that level of strength and fitness. And then on top of that, you've now got experience and hopefully a little bit of wisdom in your training. So combined, that makes you better. So I'm happier with my level now than I was, when I started or when I was 20 or whatever. I think I'm better now in all ways than then. So. Yeah, when it comes to the question of whether people are, whether the new generations are progressing too fast, I think, I think there is a danger of that. And when we travel, we do see that there are a lot of people who don't have sort of guidance from the older, more experienced practitioners, and especially the French. There is a tendency for them to copy stuff they see on the internet, to do big jumps really quickly and to want to do the really big fancy stunts and tricks and maneuvers without knowing the training that goes on behind that, or the base of fitness and strength that you need, which is absolutely vital. So there is this desire for them to go too fast too quickly. It's natural. In a way, it was the same with us when we were training as well when we started, when we were younger. I think it's the same for everyone. But it has to be tempered, and that's why we teach now, is that we have the knowledge to pass on to these guys to say that isn't the best way, because we know, having been through it, that it's not the best way. So I think it is wise for the communities all around the world not to rush, because there is no rush, and the art is designed to be practice for your whole life, not just for 5 years and then your body gives up or whatever. So to have that longevity means you have to not rush, and you have to build gradually and build a really strong foundation first. And the guys that do that are the guys that end up being the best. That's what we've seen. The best in any community are the ones that have taken their time and progressed at a natural rate, rather than trying to force their body to do stuff they're not capable of. So, yes, slow down. I don't know. Well, where does my mind go when training? I think it depends on the individual. For me, it depends on the type of training. But for movement training, my mind is pretty much on the movement. I mean, it doesn't really go anywhere else. It's either on the movement or on nothing, depending on where I am with that particular movement or terrain or whatever. If I'm very comfortable with it, then I tend not to think about very much. So it's just sort of kind of an emptiness. And if it's something that it's hard for me or I'm learning, then my mind is very focused on it, on getting everything right and getting the details right, and make sure I do it safely. So I guess it's a question of being at times very focused, and then when you're focused enough and you're good at something, then that focus sort of disperses into just general awareness, which allows you kind of instinctive movement, which is for me the goal. So one of those two, depending where I am. And then for sort of more mundane, maybe simpler conditioning drills and that, then again I try to focus on the movement. You get more benefit if you're really focusing on the drill, and even if it's just running, if you're actually focusing on every step and you're breathing and that, you get more benefit that way. But sometimes I guess my mind wanders and I start thinking about other things, and I'm pretty busy, so about this and that, and have to write this and send that and meet this person. But generally for movement, for parkour stuff, I try to get to a stage where I'm not thinking about anything.